Happy 2022. I hope you guys are excited to start a new year. I am. I love fresh starts. So I'm all excited, geared up, ready to go to make the most out of 2022. And I hope you guys are too. I am Lindsay, your host here at All the Yarn, and you can also find me on Instagram under All the Yarn, and you can see updates on my projects and whatnot on Ravelry using All the Yarn dash. Make sure you remember the dash there at the end. Oh my goodness. So December's kind of a busy month, and I opted to not craft as much as I would have probably normally done. Instead, I did some really fun things with my kids, which if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen some of that. We built some gingerbread houses, and then we went to a gingerbread festival that's local here in my hometown and got to see, it was really cool the way they did it. So this festival has like preschool and kindergartners, and you start looking at them, and then you go to like grade school, your first through sixth grade, and then junior high and high school. And then they had they had adults, and then they had families, and then they had like masters, which were incredible. So that was really fun. We also did one of those paint things where everybody's like trying to paint the same thing, and yet everybody walks out with like a very different painting. So we did a lot of just fun things with the family over December, and it was a lot of fun, which no regrets, none whatsoever. But I don't really have as much to share here, so sorry. Priorities are in place. So anyway, I will give you guys some updates on where some whips are. I have no FOs, none whatsoever. I'm going to start though with this. Is my Humus shawl. It really, really needs a bigger needle. Look at that. I mean, it is scrunched as tight can be. I need a bigger needle. I only have one larger cord, and it is currently on my Shawlography shawl. I keep telling myself, just finish Shawlography and then you'll have a larger cord. Or just order another cord because you like big projects. Like, this is not new, and I don't see it changing anytime soon. So maybe I'll put that on my list of things to do before next month, is just bite the bullet and order a larger cord, because I need one. I mean, it is really, really scrunched. Anyway, enough about the needles. These are Diacraft needles. I don't usually talk about my needles. I knit almost exclusively with Diacraft needles. I like them. It's a small Vermont company. Just like at one point they had staff, but then there was this fire and But anyway, it's just like literally a mom and pop business. And I really like them. They seem to be very nice people. I've never met them. I have had some interactions with them. But anyway, I'm a Diacraft girl. Lots of great needles out there. It's just, that's what I use, and I just don't normally talk about it. So there you go. That's what's on, those are my needles. This is Humus. This is a modified Humus. Humus is by Eeva. Oh my goodness. Kesäkuu? I don't know, but it's called Humus, and it's all over brioche, and it's an amazing pattern without modifications. I've knit this, I test knit it actually without modifications, and it is by far not only one of my most favorite shawls, but when I show people, it seems to be a lot of people's favorites. It's a gorgeous shawl. Beautiful pattern. You don't need to modify it. I did modify this because I'm making this for my sister. It's a Christmas present. She unwrapped it like this. I know I'm not the only one out there. Somebody comment below and tell me I am not the only one out there that wrapped a whip for Christmas and let the person know I'm gonna finish this. You know, somebody tell me I am not the only one out there. Okay, so I'm making this for my sister. I thought this was gonna be a quick episode, but I can already feel the bunnies hopping. She did not want a triangle shape. So in my head, I thought, okay, at some point, let's see if I can find it, I will make the bottom flat. And so that's what I did. I started inserting stitches here, and in my head, that's gonna make the bottom flat. So it'll go out, it'll come in, and then it'll be flat. In my head, that's what's gonna work. I've never done this before. So, you know, Hot Mess Express. This is how Hot Mess Express things happen, is we wing it without testing the theory at all. But I like that about life. So I, you know, fly by the seat of my pants. I hope it works because this is huge. The colors I'm using. Ooh, okay, yeah, kind of. This darker color is Primrose in their Adelaide base. And the colorway is Witching Hour. And then on the other side, this lighter color is Peepaloo Fields Trellis. Peepaloo Fields is one of my favorite dyers, and she's not dyeing anymore. If anybody happens to know her, could you like give her a little nudge and say, Lindsay wants you to start dyeing again. She would like to personally support that decision. I love her yards. Her colorways were just, every single one was on point. Oh, anyway. All right. So then I added in this little stripe at the color change. I added in this little stripe of woolberry. No, it's not woolberry. I'm lying. It's not woolberry. It's lichen and lace. That's what it is. It's lichen and lace. Ginger snap. Oh yeah, absolutely. That looks like a ginger snap. So I put in a little stripe there of the ginger snap to separate out the colors. And last month, when I last recorded, I had said I was going to be using 6 and 7 fibers. The color, it was a light gray. It just wasn't working. It had some pink in it, and it just, nothing else has pink in it. And with that rusty ginger snap, it wasn't working, which is fine because, you know, this is why we have extra yarn. That's total justification for a yarn stash right there. Okay, so I switched it up. This gray is House of a la Mode Into the Woods, I think. Boy. Yes, Into the Woods. I remembered something. And then on the other side, this is Magpie Fibers. And it is Swanky Sock is the base. It's the cashmere base, and it is so soft. I highly recommend this. Magpie Fibers, Swanky Sock. Get yourself some because it is just like so creamy to knit with. And this is the Serge de Nîmes colorway. It's like a denim blue. It's very pretty. So I have, let me see if I can find it. I have like another, probably maybe another 4 rows to go of these 2 colors. And then I'm going to just call it a day and switch to the ginger snap color. And then that ginger snap will be the border. And there's a lot more squiggly bits in the border. I don't know if you can see the, okay, yeah. So there's little squiggly bits happening. And I probably did too many, I did way too many of the one color. So I needed to do at least 2 of this color. And then I'll have the ginger snap left to do the last border. And then that'll be done. But it is so large that 1 row. So, okay, so with brioche, you knit, like half your stitches doing yarn overs on the other half, and then you slide it back over, and then you knit your other stitches with your other yarn overs. That takes me an hour. Brinja, who I have mentioned before, beautiful, gorgeous pattern designer. Oh my gosh. And she's been really knocking them out the last couple of months. I mean, just gorgeous patterns. But she does a lot of brioche patterns. And she said, hey, have you tried doing the 2 color brioche in one pass? So you're carrying both yarns with you. And I'm like, what? My mind is blown. How does such a thing occur? So she posted on Instagram a video of her fingers doing it. And I am so grateful that she did. Now, she is, I don't know, is it picking? Where you hold the yarn in your left hand and you pick it. I think it's also called continental, is her style of knitting. I have tried this. I know it's faster. I do keep trying, but my left hand just, I mean, it's really kind of here for show. This is like, oh, you're so pretty, or oh, you make it so you're symmetrical, but it's kind of worthless. Like my left hand just, I am not ambidextrous with my hands. Anyway, so I thought, ooh, I just don't, I mean, I tried, but it was not happening. However, I do love learning new things. I do love pushing myself. And I did figure out a way to do brioche where I held one yarn in this hand and one yarn in this hand, and I could do the whole row in one pass. It's nice. I like it. It makes me feel like every time I'm done with a row, I'm done with the row. And that's a nice feeling, because I know some people get very frustrated with brioche that you do the row and then you got to go back and do it again. So I did like that. However, full disclosure, it didn't save me any time. Like I mean, you're still going back. It didn't save me any time. I kind of thought it would. Like, okay, to do a pass and then to do another pass, my traditional way took me an hour. So I thought, okay, maybe this will save me 10 minutes. I was really kind of hoping for 15 minutes, but 10, let's be conservative. It didn't save me any time at all. So and I thought, okay, well, maybe if I just keep doing it, I'll get fast. It didn't save me any time. But that's okay, because honestly, like I said, I have like 3 or 4 more rows in the 2 color. And then I'm doing the single brioche, which you can only do that one pass at a time anyway, because unless I cut the yarn in half and knit from both ends. It's a possibility. I love doing this because sometimes in the middle of recording, boom, light bulb, things come up. So we'll see. Maybe I'll continue it on with when it's just because the border I was going to do in Ginger Snap, just a solid color. So if I want to do the 2 pass thing, I would have to knock that color, like separate the skein out. I don't know if I want to knit from both ends in brioche, and it's like a brioche lace where there's a lot of things going on. I'll have to figure this out. Anyway, this is Hummus. It is a paid for pattern. It is a Christmas present that did not get done. But it will. I have several more hours to go on this, which is why I don't have any FOs. So I worked on that. And then I also, really in December, I worked on that, and I worked on my advent calendar blanket. So, update, if you don't follow me on Instagram, this is where you see me, then let me tell you what I ended up doing. I couldn't do it. I could not use my own yarn in an advent calendar. It was like a massive mental block. Like, I had picked the colors, but I didn't like my colors. I mean, I do like my colors, but I didn't like the colors together. I should say it that way. I do like the colors. Part of what I like about doing the advent calendar is having no idea what colors I'm going to be getting and how they're going to fit together. Like, I like that exercise of I like to problem solve. So I've turned it into a hobby. Let's give myself a problem of colors that may or may not coordinate and find a way to make them look pretty in one massive blanket. I love it. It's like a fun challenge, like to end my year on or begin my year on, depending on where I'm at with my weaving. So my friend Rachel tagged me, she sent me a message on Instagram and said, hey, Goosey Fibers found some extra advent calendars and she's selling them. And I didn't look twice. I did not look at the product. I was just like, hey, I'm into this. Let's go. And it was 24 mini skeins. And it was a cute little box. I didn't take pictures or anything. It was terrible. Not a good not very, very good at being on social media with this. But I got it December 6th and kind of caught up and then finished out, the 24 mini skeins. Now, I weave them kind of mid square here, but you can see it. This is my Zoom loom. It's made by Shat. They also make larger wooden looms, but this is my little pin. This is in the category of pin looms or small looms. It's very transportable. I really enjoy it. I can usually whip out one of these squares in about 15 minutes. Sometimes a little bit less when I'm on fire. And I get 6 squares out of every mini skein from a advent calendar. By luck or kismet, the advent calendar that I purchased was made with 75-25 yarn, which is my favorite because when it's made with 80-20, the yardage for 20 grams just isn't quite there. So I struggle getting that 6th square. Whereas with this, I had extra. Look at all those pretty colors. Those are my pretty color advent mini skeins. It's very earthy. I really enjoy it. I love it, actually. Now, this did not come with a full skein, which I kind of liked. And I'm definitely buying an advent calendar this year. Learned my lesson. It's something I really, really enjoy. And it's not really something I want to give up. I thought I would try, I'll just make my own. But I didn't like it. It didn't have it wasn't just, oh, I'm using yarn from Stash. I didn't get all the other pieces of making my advent blanket that I like, which is the surprise and okay, how are you going to fit these colors together? You know, I love that piece. And so anyway, definitely getting an advent calendar again. I think though, I'm going to do the whole, just the mini skeins. So before this year, every advent calendar I'd purchased had the 24 mini skeins plus on Christmas Day, a full skein of, 100 grams. And I would put all of it together to make one blanket. I liked this. I liked being able to pull one skein out of my stash. So it was a little bit of stash busting while I make the 24. I use up the 24 minis and put those into the squares. So I had a lot of fun with that. The color I pulled from Stash is this. It's like a real light pistachio green. It's kind of getting washed out. Oh, there. We'll put a little shadow on it. Yeah, a very light pistachio green. It is from Blue Brickish Yarn. And it was like a oops skein. She had a sale of oops skeins, and so I did this. Now, normally I get 12, no, it's wrong. I get 24 to 25 squares out of the full skein. This particular skein was 500 yards. So obviously I've got some left over. I have some ideas. I'm not sure what to do. And until I figure it out, I've got the blanket laid out. I know what I'm going to do or how I'm going to get my squares together. I loved that part. Spent a couple hours. Oh, nope, I don't like that. Let's move the squares this way. Oh, let's move the squares this way. Let's do it this way. I thought I was done like 3 times. And then I would walk away and like have lunch or something and come back. And I'm like, I can do better. Let me, and then finally I'm like, this is it. I'm very happy with this. I'm very comfortable with this. We're done. So very excited. I'm going to start crocheting. I crochet the squares together. I'm going to be doing my decorative stitch. I have a tutorial on here. I really like it. It's very clean. So I'm going to use the decorative stitch to crochet them together. And then I'm kind of thinking I might take this and crochet a border around it. And then, so originally I was going to use this, which I don't have the label. I'll put it down below what yarn this is, but if you see it, so this has like all the colors that are in the blanket in this one skein. And I already owned it. Like, what are the odds? So I'm thinking I'm going to try and crochet all the way around the blanket once. I think I've got enough for once. I don't know, I hope. And then I might try and do 1 or 2 rounds again in this. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's the part I don't know, but it's not going to affect like the squares themselves. So I should be able to start crocheting the squares together. And then I will figure out what I'm gonna do with all this extra yarn that kind of goes with the project. I just need to, I think that would look pretty though. So you have this as like a solid border around all the squares. And then you've got this, which is like a firework of all the colors that are in the blanket, like around the board. I think it'll be pretty. That's just what I think. So we'll see. I do hold the yarn double. It's all fingering weight, held double on the pin loom. I do it every year. I enjoy it. If you check out a lot of my January videos, sometimes February videos, you'll see where I'm highlighting my advent calendar for every year. It's something I enjoy doing. It's something my family loves. There's 4 of them now. This will be my 5th one, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So anyway, it's a bit of a thing I do. Anyway, all right, my other whip is my Shawlography. And I'm only showing this because these are the 3 whips I really want to try and get done in January. It's kind of, it's not impossible, but that's kind of like a big goal because none of these are small projects. I mean, hummus, I've got hours and hours of knitting to do on that. And the blanket has hours of crocheting, and it's fiddly, and I mean, it's so sometimes it's okay to do things that are fiddly because it's like, oh, that feels good. Look, I've got, you know, 2 rows that are now connected together. It's like, oh, that feels good, you know. And then I've not done 1 stitch on this. I wanted to, but I was really trying to get that hummus shawl done. I knew I didn't have a shot prayer at all in getting that done before Christmas, but I put some serious effort into it. I did try. And my sister knew, like, she was asking for it all over, very large brioche shawl, like at the end of October for a Christmas present. So like she knew, but she didn't, I mean, she was very gracious about it. She loves the colors. She liked the progress so far. So it works out. Anyway, this is Shawlography. I am not going to go through all the colors because, again, I didn't really do anything. I'm just showing it because those right there, those are the 3 things, the 3 whips, not the 3 things, because I can't imagine only having 3 things going during a month. What? Anyway, those are my 3 current whips that if not completely done, which I should be able to get 2 out of the 3 done. Yeah, totally. I should be able to get 2 out of the 3 done, hopefully by the end of the month. That's what I'm hoping for. Not to be one that, you know, has realistic goals that are very easily achievable, because that's just not who I am. I like to push myself. I'm sorry. I think sometimes I kind of stress other people out, but I like to. And then if I don't achieve them, it's okay. But it was what pushed me to get there. So that's fine. So this, and we'll call this my attitude of gratitude. This is my Laneras Barefoot yarn. Very pretty. In natural and Grindylow. It's much darker than that. Yeah, it's like that dark. It's very dark, but look at all the colors in there. That's Grindylow. And this is 100% superwash Polworth. I'm so excited. I am going to make the dark water sweater out of this. I did make a make 9 this year, and while I pop it up, I'll just post it below with the links. I made a make 9 of 9 sweaters that I want to knit this year. Again, if I do it, I do it. Yay! I win self-satisfaction, you know? And if I don't, that's okay. Look at everything else I made instead. It's fine. Anyway, it's fine. So yeah, so I have a make 9. I want to make 9 sweaters this year. I'm starting off with dark water. This is going to be the main color. This is going to be the accent color. I can show you what that sweater looks like. It's by Jennifer Steingast, Knit Wool Love. Nope, Knit Love Wool. Knit Love Wool. Yeah. I'm a big fan of her sweaters. I'm wearing one. This is her Sonra. yeah, I'm excited. So the sweaters are a mix of DK. Actually, I think about half of them are DK, and then there's some worsted in there, some sport, and I think just one or two fingering weight sweaters. So hopefully that's achievable. I mean, I'm kind of curious. It's the beginning of the year. Are you a New Year's resolution person? I know not everybody is, and no judgment either way. I like goals, so I think it's pretty obvious. I am a New Year's resolution person, and one of my resolutions is to do my Make 9 and to get those 3 whips done, because those are kind of big whips. And that's kind of my crafting plans for the year. Now, never again, I know goals are supposed to be achievable, and I'm very, it's just so me to, you know, put up unachievable goals. But again, I don't judge myself, so it's fine. It's really fine. I do have, like, those are my big goals. Like, if I can get my Make 9 and these 3 big projects done this year, I'll be extremely happy with that. If somehow I get all of that done, I have like some other things I kind of want to work on, and they're like, ooh, back burner, don't touch me until you get these other things done. But yeah, so that's my crafting goals. I know some knitters out there that are also lifters, and so my goal is to get back to lifting twice a week. I love to feel strong, and I do that through heavy lifting. It's something that I enjoy more than yoga. I really, after a good lifting session, like mentally, I feel more relaxed than, you know, like going to a yoga class. So last year was a little weird. I did some lifting there in the summer, but it was just, I thought 2020 was going to be a bad year, but 2020 was actually not a bad year. And 2021 was like sucktastic. I don't know. So I've decided I'm not going to have another sucktastic year. And part of that starts with self-care. And so one of my ways that I like to self-care is to get to the gym twice a week. So here I am saying it out loud. I'm gonna do it. It's not something new for me. It's something I'm getting back to. And it's really just, well, it's for several reasons. One, I'm very competitive and I live with boys, and I refuse when we're all wrestling around to be weak because I'm the girl. Sometimes my goblins are like, oh, mommy's a girl, we can take her, and they can't. And I'd like to keep it that way for as long as I possibly can, because I don't want them to think women are weak. Okay? So I do like to lift, partially because I'm competitive and I don't want to lose. I like to lift, like I said, because it's mentally just very relaxing to me. My mind is always going a million different places, and when I lift, I focus on one thing and only the one thing and no distractions, and that's just very soothing to my mind. So yeah, so I'm lifting. And then I have one other one that I'm not quite ready to say out loud, but I am going to say that I have one more. Is that okay? Is that like I don't know. What kind of, oh, there's those Facebook posts. It's like not a ghost post, where you post about something, but you don't really tell anybody what it's about. What is that? Fishing? No. Oh my gosh. I'm such a geriatric millennial. Anyway, whatever. Those are my 3 resolutions: is get my crafty plans done, go back to lifting twice a week, and oh, I got nail polish for Christmas and it's already coming off. I'm not sorry. Anyway, and then my super secret third one that I'm not sharing. I'd love to know though, are you a resolution person? If not, that's all right. Happy New Year to you. Cheers. If you are, and if you're comfortable doing so, I'd love to hear yours. I want to, encourage you in your path, in your 2022 journey. So I would love, if you want to share them down below, go right ahead. Because I like hearing what other people are doing. What are their goals? What's their focus for the year? So I'm excited. I will say, sometimes people will choose a word, and I don't know if it's so much a word as a vibe, but I've already had some crap news so far this year, and I know going into this next week it's going to be hard, but I have decided I am going to be a more positive person, create more positivity in the space around me. And while I love a good vent session, I am going to try to do less of them. I'm not saying I'm not going to do them, because I will. I need me a good vent session sometimes, but I noticed 2021 kind of just kept hitting me across the face, and I got very upset about it. So I'm going to approach 2022 with, it's okay. I'm going to get through it, and I might as well go through it with a good attitude. So that is it. I told you this was going to be a short one, even with all my bunny trails. No FOs, really just the 2 whips. And I can't hold up the advent calendar whip because it's all laid out on the floor and it's not together at all. So I can't show you guys that. But I got those 3 whips that I'm hoping to get done. My 9 sweaters I'm hoping to knit. And yeah, some New Year's resolutions. So thanks for joining me, and have a great year. Y'all take care. Stay healthy.